Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, morning routine for a lumbar herniated disc. Now, I make a lot of good content for those folks that are suffering with low back pain problems, such as sciatica nerve pain, herniated discs, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis. If that is you, then hit that subscribe button. You're going to get notified when I upload some great content to YouTube to get you back on the road to recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, on today's video, I want to go over a morning routine that I often prescribe to a lot of my clients to set yourself up for the day if you are suffering with a lumbar herniated disc. Now, I made a video once before about a pre-bed routine, which is helpful for those people before you get to bed, how to set your spine in a good position. That's going to pop up at the end of this video, so make sure to check that one out, okay? But today we're going to be talking about first thing in the morning, when you wake up, what can you do, all right? So I do recommend this to most of my clients. Sometimes, depending on their injury, there's certain exercises we have to change. So I'm going to go over a couple of things that I recommend for the clients to do in the morning first thing. It just helps set the spine up into a good position. It helps to start bracing the core before they start on their daily journey. Okay, so the first thing is you wake up from sleep, okay, and you get out of bed, and I get them to actually go on the floor face down into a McKenzie position. Now, I talk about this quite a lot. I've got a variety of videos. I've got one video specifically on performing the McKenzie, which will also pop up at the end of this one, okay? So it's called the Cobra pose, but Robert McKenzie was a very famous New Zealand physiotherapist, and this was sort of his modality that he created along with various other exercises, okay? So when you sleep, your disc absorbs water. When you wake up first thing in the morning, your disc is typically at its largest, and it's why you're at the tallest in your day is first thing in the morning, because gravity has not been acting upon your spine, okay? You're lying horizontal. So what I encourage people to do is first thing in the morning is to go into a prone face down position with the hands behind the back of their hands, or sometimes on the fists just here, and you lie with it and you get a little bit of extension, okay? It just typically most disc herniations are backwards, okay? They are posterior, and this little bit of extension first thing in the morning can help to reduce the size of that disc a little bit, take some pressure off that nerve, okay? So it looks like this. People roll onto their stomachs, and you might lose me on the mic here, and they either go into hands behind the flat hands here, and I tell people to stay there for usually 2 to 5 minutes. If that is too easy for them, when I say easy, I mean they can do it quite comfortably. Then I do back of the fists, make a fist, goes under my forehead like so. And they're just breathing deeply, okay? They can progress from there up onto forearms, elbows wide, and then they progress a little bit further. Elbows come closer and together. You see the angle in my spine increases, so there's more extension, all right? Now, something to be aware of, this doesn't always work for everybody, because if you have lumbar stenosis, if you have issues with some facet inflammation, then this position will actually most likely cause pain. So you may have to be only able to do hands on the back of the head and back of flat hands position. You may have to put a pillow under your waist here to give your spine a little bit more neutral position, okay? Now, after you do that for your 2 to 5 minutes, what I get people to do then is they come up into this quadruped all fours position. Now, depending on their level or where they're starting, I will either encourage them to do bird dog arms only or bird dog legs only. And this is to activate the lower back, the core, before we start stepping out for the day into the world, okay? So I've got a lot of videos on bird dog exercise, but essentially I want to be here. I don't want to be in a rounded spine. I don't want to be any excessively extended spine. I want to be neutral, okay? Knees are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width. They can be a little bit wider if you're quite unstable, that's okay. And we're here, and we're going to lift up my left arm. We'll just do arms only. Left arm comes up, brace everything nice and tight, squeeze my shoulder blade back, hold for a second, and come down. And then I'll switch sides. Right, comes up, hold for a second at the top, and come back down. And before I lift that arm, I want to consciously brace my core, okay, before I lift. And the person would do probably 4 to 6 repetitions on each side before moving on to the next exercise, okay? Now legs, it's going to be extend left leg back, angled, so it's not pushing up here, it's angled back, okay? Hold for a second, bring it back slowly, change other side, push, squeeze, hold, brace, and bring it back. Now, I just made a little mistake there. The person would do 2 sets of this exercise, rest 45 seconds between each one, before moving on to the next exercise, okay? So 2 sets of your bird dog arms only, or bird dog legs only. Very controlled, as I said. You want to be holding, squeeze, hold for 1 second, come back down. If you choose to do the legs, out with control, squeeze, hold, and back in. Now see the pace, I'm not throwing it out there. It is a controlled pace. Make sure you push your chest away from the floor, hold that position, squeeze, hold, and bring it back in, okay? Now the next exercise requires you to go on your back here. Again, there's a couple of variations we can do. And all this is doing is actively engaging the abdominals, getting you firing up your core muscles before you start moving around, you know, making breakfast, whatever, for the day, okay? So the first one's going to be heel taps. Okay, this is the most basic version. So to begin the heel tap, we're in this position here, you're going to bring up one knee and then the other knee. Don't bring them both up together. That's more excessive stress on your lower back, all right? We want to put 90 degrees at the knees, toes back towards my knees there. Now, we're going to brace the abs. We're going to pull, almost like we're trying to pull your belly button, but you don't, right? Towards the lower back. You want to keep your lower back on the floor. And you're going to come down like so. So I'm bending at my hip, knee stays at 90, heel touches the ground. As my heel gets down close to the ground, you feel a lot of, you should feel a lot of tension in your abs, and bring it back up. And then we change. With control, gently touch the floor, and bring it back. Control, 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 and bring it back. 10 to 20 of these is perfectly fine for a beginner, okay? Now, if this is a little bit too easy for you, you can always go into a classic dead bug, which essentially this is here, our legs are the same, arms are up here, and we're going to move opposite leg and arm, okay? So it's going to be my left leg going down, my right arm going down. Tension, heel touches, and I bring it back. With control outside. As I said, 10 to 20 in total, perfectly fine. Now, some people may experience a clunking within the hip lower back region when the leg goes down, okay? I get this myself, especially when my leg goes almost horizontal with the floor. Typically, this is caused by tendons, ligaments popping over the various tissues within your hip, okay? It feels like a very deep clunk noise coming from up in here. It shouldn't be painful. If it is painful, okay, then we need to modify, maybe adjust the angle of the foot, the leg, or change the exercise completely. But people have said to me, oh, I get this clunking in my back and my hip, is it okay? I have no pain. For most people, it's normal, okay? We're all built a little bit differently with how the tendons and ligaments are placed on the body. So yes, so if you do feel that clunking noise, but no pain, it's normally nothing to worry about, all right? So you've done your one arm, one leg bird dog, you've done your heel taps or your dead bugs. The last thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get up, okay? Perhaps with the coffee machine if you drink coffee but anyway, put some clothes on and go for a walk, okay? I talk about walking a lot, I often prescribe it to most of my clients. You want to get out there for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes first thing and come back in. Why? Well, the very action of walking itself, okay, this movement here, it's a gentle compression, decompression of the spine. It helps to hydrate the disc, gets nutrients into the disc, gets bad material away out of the disc if there's inflammation there. It's going to set you up and get the blood flow moving, because you need blood flow around the body, especially if the disc doesn't have its own blood flow, to promote healing, okay? So if you as I said, you have to get out of bed probably a little bit earlier to perform this morning routine, but it is worth it. It's what I give to all my clients. I encourage them to do this, and I'm encouraging you to do this to get yourself back on the road to pain-free recovery, okay, guys? So just to recap, roll out of bed into that McKenzie prone position, 2 to 5 minutes, move up into the bird dog position, arms only or legs only, 2 sets, 4 to 6 repetitions with each limb is perfectly fine. Then go onto your back, heel taps, 10 to 20 in total, or if that's too easy for you, you can do the full dead bug. Then get yourself up off the floor, go for a 10-15 minute walk, come back, breakfast, start your day. All right, guys, listen, I hope this video has been useful for you, but don't forget, any questions, comments, etc. on this, please hit me up in the comment section down below. You need to reach out to me with a specific question you don't want to share online. By all means, you can write to me by email. My email is in my YouTube page itself. You can find it there. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Please, of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.